Hey everybody, I thought it'd be fun to go through and create an agent quick using OpenAI's Agents SDK. So I'm just going to go through this quick start guide that they've got available. It's all using Python. So the first thing we do is kind of set up a Python environment. I've already got a directory here, so we'll just do python-mv. Cool. Now we're going to activate this environment. I'm using fish, so I'm going to do .fish. Then we have to install the dependency, so install the SDK. Cool. So now the next thing you need to do is add your OpenAI API key. So if you don't have an API key, they have instructions here. You can also just access it through the website. So if you go up here, log into API platform, and then from there you can just click on API keys in the sidebar. If you don't have one, just create a new one that you can then use to define this value. Now that we've got that set up, we can start building our agent. I'm just going to create a Python file here. We're going to do Okay, so here's what I want to do. We're going to take this and create our first agent. Okay, so here we've got agent. We're calling it math tutor, and we're giving it some instructions. So it provides help with math problems and explains each step, explains our reasoning in each step, including examples. Okay, so let's see if we can get to do this. We're going to actually jump a bit because it talks about a bunch of other stuff. But what we want to do is simply run this particular agent. And so the simplest way to do that is we have to have a runner. And the runner is going to call our agent with a prompt. So the prompt we're going to do is explain how to find the hypotenuse, I don't know if I'm spelling this right, of a triangle. Okay, and we also need to import our runner, and we'll need async IO. If we do that, we should be able to then run Python main agent, and hopefully it will answer our question. Cool. So if we look here, you can see it's providing examples and it's providing its reasoning and giving us explanations to hypotenuse. So this is similar to, simple completions or responses API, where it's just using a system prompt and then using this prompt as our input. So nothing too crazy here, nothing really agentic about this yet. But the cool thing about this, if we go up back to where we were, is you can have multiple agents. And these different agents have different instructions and guidelines to them. So for example, here we have our math tutor, which is the one that we had created. They also have a history tutor. And you can have an agent that has handoffs or like sub-agents that determines which of the agents to utilize, right? So these have different instructions. One's good at math, one's good at history. And the triage agent that they're calling it here basically decides through these handoffs which one it's going to use. So it determines which agent based on the user's homework question. So then you simply use that sort of parent agent to prompt, and it will go ahead and then subsequently run the correct agent. They also have this idea of guardrails. So basically what this is doing is it's checking if the output of this is going to be a Boolean of is this homework true or false, and then the string reasoning and justifying its response, right? So it's going to explain itself. Then you create an agent, and with the output type structured like this, with instructions to check if the user is asking about homework. Then we have sort of our function here, which is going to utilize that agent along with the input data and any context, and then give us final output. So basically, we're checking if it's homework or not. If it's not homework, then it fails this test and doesn't go any further. So let's go ahead and implement the full example that they have here. So I'm just going to clear this out. Okay, and then we're going to copy this and paste it into here. And then let's go ahead and run this. So what this is going to do is it's going to, or it should, run our triage agent twice, right? So first it's going to ask who was the first president of the United States. Then it's going to ask what is life. One of these is homework and the other is not. So let's kind of see what happens. Cool. So let's look at what happened here. So if we scroll up, you can see it answers the first question, right? Who was the first president of the United States? And it follows our prompt to explain, relevant information about that. And then it fails on our other question, right? What is life? Because it's not a homework question. So we're getting a bunch of errors here. But the key part is that it triggered the tripwire, which is our guardrail. If you don't want this to, fail so spectacularly, what you could do is wrap each of these in like a try. Cool. So now you can see that the first guardrail passed, and it gave us a response based on our question, which was who is the first president of the United States. So it determined that that was homework or similar to homework, and it went through and the agent responded appropriately. The second guardrail failed in our request, what is life? And so an interesting thing about this is you can actually go in and debug this. So if you go into the OpenAI's dashboard, you can actually see the different requests that are coming in. So for example, let's take a look at this last one and see what the response was for it. And so you can see here when we asked about the president of the United States, it said, is homework true, right? And this is all based on, remember, the output of our guardrail. We wanted is homework is true, and we wanted a string explaining the reasoning. So the reasoning here is the question is a straightforward fact-based query often asked in educational settings. Whereas if we go to the one that failed, we can actually see why it failed. So here the input is what is life, is homework was set to false, and the reasoning is the question what is life is a philosophical and existential one rather than a typical homework query. So that's a good way to kind of go in and debug and try and figure out, what it's doing, especially around these guardrails when you want it to kind of stay within a certain domain. So that's it for this video. If you guys like this and want to see more stuff about agents, just let me know in the comments below. Thanks.